Welcome to another episode of Grassroots Vegan. Today I would like to talk about becoming a vegan. Um, you may have reached a place in your life where you're curious about becoming a vegan, you're interested in becoming a vegan, but you may feel like where you're coming from, it's going to be very difficult to make such a radical change in your life. Perhaps you've been a heavy meat eater for many years, and your family eats the same way, and your friends eat the same way, and your colleagues at work eat the same way, and you have traditions around the way you eat, and you just can't see becoming a vegan as being a viable option in the lifestyle that you have created over the years. I'm saying here that I know where you're coming from because I came from that kind of background. And I can say that with certainty it can be done. And it doesn't have to be radical, and it doesn't have to be a major shakeup in the lifestyle that you've created. The way to do it is to do it gradually, a gradual approach, rather than, 100% just overnight change in your life. Excuse me, I'm just going to take a sip from my kale smoothie here. Today I've been a vegan for 7 years. Today I'm practicing low-fat, raw vegan. And so what does that mean? That means most of my calories come from fruit. And I also eat a lot of leafy green vegetables with a small portion of nuts and seeds. That's basically what I eat. And it's not difficult for me. In fact, I enjoy eating this way. I thrive on eating this way. But I didn't get here overnight. In fact, when I first became a vegan, if even the suggestion of becoming, I didn't even know what a low-fat, raw vegan was then. I didn't even know what raw food is. I didn't hear of any of those kind of ways of eating at that time. But if I have heard about that, I would have thought it was totally insane and completely undoable. Just the thought of becoming a vegan, for me, was completely absurd. So how did I become a vegan? First of all, I had no interest in becoming a vegan. I was a hardcore animal eater. I loved my animal food. Where did my calories come from then? Meat, dairy, and eggs. Those were the main sources of my calories. I used to go shopping once a month at Costco, and I would buy those three products in bulk. I would buy my meat in bulk, and it would include big cut of lamb, nice cut of beef, pork, and a nice big salmon fish. And then I would take that home and I would butcher that up myself. And I'd also buy big blocks of cheese, and that would carry me through the month. And then I would stock up on eggs. And then this is what I would prepare meals with, and anything else like vegetables and fruits would just be complimentary. So that's where I was coming from. I was comfortable in that lifestyle, in that way of eating. Even though I wasn't necessarily healthy, I was definitely overweight. I had no intention of changing. So why did I become a vegan? Well, because my wife, who's now my ex, she read a book called The China Study and was convinced by that book and decided to become a vegan. And me, being the spineless yes man husband, also decided to go along with it, even though I felt I felt at the time that this was just a fad. I'll go along with it. And she was, we'll get past this within 3 months, but we'll be eating the same foods that we've always been eating. So on top of being a spineless yes man husband, I was also the one wearing the apron in the house and did all the cooking. So now I had to learn how to cook without meat or any animal products. Now I became, over the years, a pretty good cook, as long as I was using my animal products. Now they were not available, and I had to figure out a way to cook without animal products. It was hard. I'll be totally honest with you. This was not an easy transition. Now you got to understand, I didn't come into this gradually. It was like it was hit me all at once, and I decided to go 100% right at the beginning, and it was extremely difficult. Now there was information out there about the vegan lifestyle, and there were recipes out there back then in 2007, but I didn't have the information that there is today available. And there's a lot more products out there that are available for vegans, that are for people that are transitioning in the vegan lifestyle. So I was really in the dark to a great extent. I kind of just fumbled my way through trying to figure it all out. And some of the meals that I started creating without using animal products were pretty horrible to begin with, and I was trying to substitute the high levels of fat by frying all my vegetables in lots of oil. But as time went on, I learned and I educated myself, and I started learning about how to cook more healthier foods. I learned about low-fat vegan, and I started incorporating that into my diet. And then I began to see changes and benefits in my life that I was not even expecting. And that's when I was convinced that this was the right way to eat. So, but now, let's get back to you. So you're curious about becoming a vegan, and but you just feel like it's going to be too big of a change in your life, too big of a paradigm shift to be able to do this at this time. Here's what I would recommend. Why not try having an animal-free day? That's one day out of the week where you will not eat any animal products whatsoever. And you can communicate this to those who are close to you, your family members, your partner, your spouse. Say, look, I just would like to try having one day a week where we don't eat anything that has animal in it. Try that out. I mean, that's a pretty safe way of approaching this lifestyle, right? And then while you do this, start to learn how to prepare meals without using animal products. And go online, look up vegan recipes, Google vegan recipes. You will find millions, literally millions of recipes out there that are vegan. It's just amazing. And some of these are pretty easy to do. The ingredients are easy to find, and a lot of them are quite affordable too. So this is where you want to begin. Just, kind of tiptoe into the water and just gradually immerse yourself into it. And so begin this ritual in your life. But now, as you become familiar with the vegan culture, and you start to understand how to prepare vegan meals, you can begin to maybe add another animal-free day in the week. So you've got two. And then you can decide, okay, let's say in 6 months, I'm going to be 100% vegan. Set a goal. Like, you don't want to drag this out too long because you might start to lose interest and then just kind of give up on the whole thing. Have a goal set that within 6 months, as I increase the days of animal-free days in my life, within 6 months, I'll be 100% vegan. By the time you reach that 6-month point and you are 100% vegan, you will be totally familiar with the vegan culture. You'll be familiar with vegan recipes, and you'll understand every aspect of the lifestyle. And you will have made the transition into the lifestyle without necessarily shaking everything up around you. So not only will you have transitioned, but your family members, your partner, your spouse, they too will also have the time to transition into this life. Your colleagues at work will have the time to get used to the fact that you no longer eat meat or animal products, and likewise your friends. Because we don't live in a vacuum, and when we do make changes, they do affect others. And if we have people that depend on our reliability, that depend on our predictability, and then we just suddenly do a 180 shift on them, that can be a little bit hard and maybe somewhat unfair. So you want to do this in a way that everybody's on board as you go through this transition. And you might be surprised. Your family members might join you in it. Your colleagues at work, your friends might participate in it too. I wouldn't get your hopes too high up on that one, but you just never know. It's how you approach it. So don't be afraid of becoming vegan. You can do it. You can do it. Just, begin by putting your feet in the water. It won't hurt, trust me. One animal-free day a week. You can begin right now. Have a great day and become a vegan.